The climate and ecological crisis is the biggest threat to humanity and will create mass disruption to our current economic system. The education sector embedded in our communities in every town, village and city will all be impacted.
Kerala is well known for its trees and the greenery. Even though Kerala is a narrow strip in India, in the southern portion of India, here we have 41 rivers. One of the river is very near to our university, that is Periyar. I am working as a professor in this university for the last 25 years. I get the energy from the students while taking the class. I enjoy this job. And I am also dealing with the manuscriptology, collection of manuscripts and preservation of manuscripts. It is our duty to transfer the knowledge to the younger generation. That is one of the aim of our university. On August 15th, the water is coming around our home. I left my home with my family and shifted to our university guest house. After one day, that is on 16th, water reached there and I heard the noise of the students. Around 1,500 students and 4 teachers trapped for 3 days without water, without electricity, without any connection with the external world. Everybody was frightened. In my life, I had not such an experience. That was a painful situation because everything lost and the mental agony. I think we lost around 3 crores, 320,000 pounds because our equipments like computers are immersed in water. That is a huge loss to our university. We took at least 6 months to the normal situation.
Young people have really faced the brunt of the anxiety around the climate crisis. All of the news around it is focused on how it's going to affect our future, and all of the professions we've been told about, they're not to do with the climate crisis. They're not professions that we can help fight the climate crisis through, and our education isn't telling us about how we can actually lessen the impact it's going to have.
Research by Education International identified that educators are second responders to the climate crisis, but they are also crucial stakeholders in climate action. In the UK, we are starting to encounter just a fraction of what other countries have encountered in terms of the immediate impacts of climate change.
I'm personally invested in Roseley Primary School. I'm personally invested in the education of these children and making it the community school that we are. We hit 39 degrees on the hottest day and slightly hotter in the classrooms. The school is not prepared for that at all. We don't have anything like air conditioning. It did have an impact on the children because they get lethargic and couldn't concentrate. It was just far too hot. On the day of the flood, it was a really, really rainy day. At about 9:30 that night, I had a look at the River Watch website and could see that both the River Wye and the River Derwent were red, and it had never been red before. So I thought, I'm going to have to go and sandbag the school. Pitch black, pouring rain, and had to wade down the road. The school's in the confluence of these 2 rivers, but it's all right, I've sandbagged. Look through the glass doors to see that it had just completely gone in. And as we opened the door, it kind of caused a bit of a wave, bits of Lego floating past and pencils and things, and it was just awful. In the part of the classroom that had been extended was over 1/2 metre raised, so it kind of bowed like that. All the tables and chairs had slid to the walls, and it was making the most horrendous groaning noises. And literally then we decided we'd go and look everywhere else, and it had just gone through every single room. I've built up so many resources over the years of teaching, and to watch them, they're just ruined, absolutely ruined. So a lot of personal things as well. There was things from my own children that I'd taken from home as well, and I just lost things that were irreplaceable. We were in the village hall for, it felt a lot longer than it actually was. There was a huge impact on learning, because we have got children with additional needs who found the change very challenging indeed. And we just had to make do with it really, but it did have an impact in the fact that we didn't have resources anymore. We weren't allowed back in school to see what we could salvage. But in respect of flood defences, 3 years on, we are still waiting for planning permission to go ahead.
Repeated disruptions to teaching are causing an increase in already overburdened workloads. The climate crisis is going to lead to more frequent episodes of extreme heat, and schools, colleges and universities need to be ready to deal with these on a more frequent basis than ever before.
Any teacher that teaches a lesson on climate change, that's impacting another 30 kids. University staff and students both have power within their university campuses to build coalitions and to build groups who can actually take direct climate action within the universities.
This is what you can do. Sign the pledge to take 5 action steps for climate education.